Hi, this is Swapnil Bharti and welcome to another episode of TFR Insights. And today we have with us Eran Vanounou, CEO of Varada. Iran, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a bit about the company. What problem are you guys trying to solve for the ecosystem?
We provide organization easy access to their data so they can translate their data into insights, take decisions, and make a better decision faster, better, and not less important, obviously cheaper. And how we do that? We do that via our core innovation, which is smart and dynamic indexing.
Also, when we do talk about data lakes, I mean, moving data from a lake is a bit difficult, but companies do leverage multi-cloud. So, how do you enable that? It doesn't really matter where the data resides. They should be able to plug into your platform.
Yeah, that's correct. I think part of the fundamental of cloud is the separation between where the data sits and who consume it. So I think that data lakes define whatever cloud vendor you choose. So the data sits somewhere, and the ability to bring applications, services, innovation, compute to take advantage of this data. That's what I think what part of the cloud revolution and specifically the cloud data virtualization concept. Keep your data at this one place and just leverage applications, services to consume that.
You also recently completed a 12 million Series A funding round. I have two questions. Number one is, what are the areas where you are planning to invest heavily for growth? Number two, what differentiates Varda from your competitors in this very crowded space that VCs are willing to invest into the company itself?
We'll start first of all with the differentiator because that's the base. It's we our ability to index big data, and we do that in a very unique way. We index the data in adaptive, which is adaptive to the data itself. We do that in small blocks and independent one from each other, which give us scale, and we are able to index the data faster than we read it. So while we read the data, we are able to index that. So that's give us, and that's where we have IP and patents. That's give us a huge competitive advantage. Taking this technology with the approach of what we call zero data ops, enable data teams to actually provide quick time to market and serve the business need without any ability, without the need to move the data, to model the data, etc. And what we call zero data ops, because everything is actually autonomous. We listen to the workload and we decide what is needed to index and when. So this is something that make a meaningful disruption within the data virtualization space. And I think it's fulfilled the dream of keeping my data within one place and then unlock the data and serve the data not like data warehouse. Serve the data is open to everyone with a very quick time to market and with a very smart way of utilization in terms of compute. So I think that that's when Lightspeed and Misma and Stage One and F2 and Geffen, when they saw that, they realized that this is a potential big disruption to the industry. And our plan during the upcoming 1 to 2 years is actually to take it forward. Right now, the solution works on AWS. We are planning to add Google and Azure as well. And the plan is obviously to address some additional capabilities with regards to enterprise readiness and some other stuff.
Also, Vardha platform has been in beta. Customers have access to all the features. So, what kind of feedback you are receiving from the customer, and how you're using this beta to further improve the product before you announce the journal availability later this month?
Yeah, so the first and immediate feedback was on the power of indexing. That was kind of expected because that's the core innovation, and it's deliver high performance. And we saw improvement from tens time to hundreds time faster than other solutions, depend on specific workload. But I will give you an example of something that we learned from our customers. So, when you look about workload, if you lead the data platform and you have the consumption of the data comes from users that using Tableau and internal analysts from your finance organization and your customers via application and your customers via API and maybe other data scientists, etc. So it's a lot. The workload yesterday does not is not similar to the what happened today and tomorrow. So one of the things that we learned from our customer is the need for 24 by 7 visibility of what's going on and how much it cost me, and does it fit to my business goals? Do I get good enough return on investment on my spends? And if you think about it, not all workload born equal. I may want to give more bandwidth to my customers using a specific workload via API versus the internal analyst or the data scientist that consume a lot of the bandwidth. So what we learned from our customers is the need to provide 24 by 7 visibility down to the specific query, specific workload, specific join, and the ability to influence what is more important for me as a business in order to provide proper SLA, performance, time to market, etc. So this is part of what we are building, what I call the glass box, which provides a full and deep visibility of the entire workload and ability to influence.
Can you also talk about your involvement with the open source community, especially Presto, and how much of your own code base is open source versus is still some secret sauce?
Varada is not an open source company. However, we chose Presto as the SQL engine. We're very happy with this selection. Presto, we're growing with the Presto community. More than that, we're contributing to the Presto community and in several areas. So we're growing with the community. We embed Presto with our solution, and we're very happy with the selection and the growth of the open source of Presto community.
Today, there are two Presto communities because one was forked later on. So, how do you see that these two communities? One is under Linux Foundation, one is having their own foundation. Do you see there is some value for these two communities to come together? So, because the ultimate goal is for the both communities to help the users.
Yeah. In short, I see the value of those community comes together. And I hope that will happen. It's good, for the entire community and the entire industry.
Eran, thank you so much for talking to me today, not only about the company, but also the ecosystem and how you're helping companies leverage the data they have there. Because data itself has no value. You have to extract value from the data. And I look forward to talk to you again because there are so many topics to talk about. Thank you.
Thank you.